Hi everyone, welcome back. Till now we have written Java programs, but we haven't clearly understood why Java code looks the way it does. In this video, we will break down a Java program structure and focus mainly on main method because that's where execution starts. So Java follows a fixed structure. The JVM needs a fixed entry point to start the program. That's why Java program follow a specific structure, not randomly, so that the JVM knows where to start the execution and how to run the program. So every Java program needs a class, main method and a set of statements. So let's see this in actual code. So this is very basic Java program. So here, like I mentioned, class and main method, right? Let's see what is a class. So a class is simply a container for the code. All Java code lives inside a class. You cannot write code outside a class. So for now, think of a class as a wrapper that holds methods and logic. So you cannot write anything outside the class. So if you write, you will not get the the file is not runnable here. Even if there is a main method and a class, it's not runnable because there is some code written outside the class. So if I remove this, you can run this code. You cannot write any code outside a class. Now let's see what is the main method. Okay, so main method is the entry point of any program. When you run a Java program, the JVM searches for the main method. If it finds it, the program runs. If it doesn't find, the program will not start. Okay, so for example, I have this main method here, so that's why I could run this and I can see the output, right? So let's say I have test method here and not the main method. So JVM doesn't know where to start the program, so that's why we don't consider this file as not runnable again. Only if there is a main method, it knows where to start that method. Okay. So even if you write 100 lines of code without the main method, Java doesn't know where to begin. So main method acts like the starting signal. So remember, without main method, the program cannot start. Okay. So like I told, if you write, for example, I have this test, right? You cannot start, but you will write this again here, say main, okay, and there is no statements here, no statements. And if you run this program, you will not see the output hello, because the main method starts the execution and inside main method nothing is here. So that's why it doesn't see this hello statement. So how do we call this method here? So calling a method I'll explain in the further videos. So for now, okay, just to check, I can call the test from here, for example, and then if you run, it executes the hello method. So what happens inside main, we are calling some method, and that's why it goes here and it prints this. Okay, let's not go deep into this. So remember, whatever written inside the main will be executed, and all the lines inside main will be executed one by one. So for example, first I'll call the test method and then I will write a print statement saying main method. So first it will print the hello and then comes to the main, because the first line of the main is this one, the second line is this one. So this is how it executes the program. Okay, let's see what are this public static void. Okay, public means JVM can access it as it's public. So the name itself says, right? So public allows JVM access. So if you add it as a private again, so there are other access modifiers, which I'll explain later when I explain about access modifiers in the coming videos. So if I give anything other than public, right, I cannot run here. So that is why, so public, the name suggests the JVM can access it. And then static. So static lets JVM call it directly, that JVM can run it without an object. And void is there is no return value. It means it returns nothing. And args are command line inputs. Okay. So each of this I'll explain properly in separate videos. For example, for public I'll explain when we explain about access modifiers. Again the same for static, void and args. So statement inside main. What are these statements inside main? The statements is the actual program logic. So inside main method we write statements, right, and statements are instructions like printing output or calculations, conditions, loops, or calling other methods like this. Everything can be added inside this. So let's quickly recap what we learned in this video. So class, Java code lives inside the class, and then the main method is the starting point. JVM looks for main method always, and code inside main method runs line by line. Okay, if you understand this much, you are perfectly on track. So in the next video we will focus on output in Java. So we will understand how system.out.println works and how Java displays results on the screen. Thanks for watching.